How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I honestly didn't think that I would be making a video talking about Modern Warfare Zombies, but a good friend of mine went ahead and bought me the game, so a massive shout out to you, Sushi. She has been in some of my previous videos actually, so I will go ahead and leave a link to her TikTok channel if you guys want to go ahead and show her some love and appreciation. But with all that being said, today I want to go ahead and I want to talk to you guys about Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. This is going to be a review of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and we're going to be going through a lot of information here about the game because some of you people may be like how I was, where I thought that this game mode looks fun but do not want to pay the full $70. With that being said, let's go ahead and answer that very first question there, and that is Modern Warfare 3 worth the $70? And to me, I would say no. Even if all you want to play is just the zombies like I did, I would recommend waiting on a sale for this game, as hearing from reports from credible sources, they all suggest that this game was made in under a year and a half, and honestly, that much crunch on developers and stuff is just not, it's just not appreciated in my mind, and yeah, it's just not cool. But I would recommend waiting on a sale though for this game, as well as seeing some of the technical bugs that really do show that this was supposed to be a DLC, as PlayStation classifies it as such in their own store page, and as well when the game first released actually on PS4, it was mentioning that you need to enter the MW2 disc if you wanted to play MW3. So it just basically further classifies that this was supposed to be a DLC. Going back to zombies and focusing only on the zombies, well, how is it? That, I want to say it is very fun playing with your friends, and honestly even playing it as a solo. I've been playing it mainly as a solo, so this is all going to be coming from the mindset of a solo player. I love the challenge going in there with just me grinding out, doing the missions, basically risking a lot of my good resources that I've gathered in past games, but learning every challenge, changing the way I would play from every single deployment. Also with being with partners and being solo, is just very different play styles you're gonna have to have. Now this game mode is more focused with teams in mind, so the challenge curve there that you may see when you go into the center of the map, you know, as a solo, is just ridiculous. When I go into the high threat zones, I only go there really to do a couple easy missions, such as the cargo delivery, or just going in there to fully pack a punch 3, and then going into a certain spot into the map to pay respect to this grave, and hopefully getting myself a flawless Ethereum crystal so I can get that into my next game, which would pretty much give me a full pack a punch weapon. When going into your first game, and if you are playing as a solo, I would recommend you actually grind out really quickly with taking out nests, doing elimination bounties, and also just doing the weapon stash raids. Those missions for me, I found those to be very easy, but of course, don't be afraid of trying out the multiple other types of missions that they have. Only thing that you do gotta look out for is the mercenaries. The mercenaries are actual AI humans that are just cracked. They can easily kill you if you aren't paying attention, and all of the pack-a-punch abilities, ammo mods, everything that you have collected that do work on the zombies, they do not affect these human AIs, which actually is pretty cool, because it actually changes the dynamic on how you should be killing them if you are doing missions like the Ether Extractor missions, which have those AI enemies. Now let's talk about the map. Treyarch has decided to go ahead and make the map Urzikstan, which is the brand new Warzone map that will be releasing with Season 1 of MW3. So if you do want a taste of what to expect and start learning the map for Warzone, Zombies is the way to do it currently. I think for now, since this map hasn't been seen in any other modes, it's perfectly fine. But I do really miss those very unique maps where they give off a different kind of atmosphere than just being a simple multiplayer map, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I honestly hope the direction Zombies is going, if it does keep this new objective structure, is that we get new, unique, not being implemented multiplayer type maps. Though I do hope that once Rebirth Island comes to Warzone, that hopefully they actually turn that into a Zombies map, and hopefully have lots of Easter eggs and referencing maps like Mob of the Dead or Blood of the Dead. I think that would be really, really cool, but that's just an idea that I have that hopefully it does come to fruition, because I think that would just be amazing, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what they decide to do. So what is a typical game of Zombies like then? Well, you go ahead, you deploy into the map, and if you have decided to take any inventory stuff from your stash, such as perks, ammo mods, Ethereum crystals, which again, like I mentioned, are just pack-a-punching for your weapon, so you can just pack-a-punch your gun at the start of the game, or ether tools, which those actually increase your weapon rarity, which honestly is the main big thing that increases the damage output substantially. I'd say more so than really pack-a-punching your weapons, but pack-a-punching is still very important. But whatever you decide to take with you, and also seeing where you spawn in, you may be surrounded by lots of objectives or ether nests that you may want to go ahead and take those out before going going into the main medium risk zone, which I would personally recommend having at least a tier 2 gun, which is signified in the background of your gun as a blue background, or of course any other types of rarity kind of background colors they'll have. So a tier 1 gun is going to be green, tier 2 is going to be blue, tier 3 is going to be purple, and then tier 4, the highest tier, is going to be like a golden kind of tier. And then of course the wonder weapons are going to have like their own gold, like high-end gold kind of different background there. So that's kind of how you signify like what rarity your gun level is at. But before entering the medium zone there, if you are playing as a solo, I've been having a bit more of success with having a tier 2 gun weapon rarity, which is that blue one that I mentioned, and of course having Pack-a-Punch 1. I've had actually been successful in also going into the medium threat zones with like at least a green tier 1 gun and Pack-a-Punch 1 as well. Just kind of be mindful that having lower weapon rarities, you don't really do as much damage output to the zombies. Just be mindful of what weapon rarity you of course have. And doing the missions in tier 2, they do actually grant you better rewards, so hopefully you'll be able to get yourself a blue ether tool there as well if you do just go in there with a tier 1 weapon. But before entering the high threat zone though, if you are, again, like I mentioned, playing as a solo and you are a coward as I am, never forget one rule before entering the high threat zone, and that is keep running. Do not stop for a moment, because these zombies here as a solo are very fast, and trust me, they will catch up to you and beat the living shit out of you. So what I have been doing recently, once I get to a high threat zone, if I have enough time, which, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there is a timer for every game that you play, just and very mindful of what challenges you're doing, and of course be very fast so that way you can get enough points in due time once you actually go ahead and enter that high threat zone. Anyways, what I do again is I go ahead, I run to Pack-a-Punch 3, and then go into this building that has like these 2 circles on top. I go there and I pay respects to this person's graves, and hopefully I get myself better Ethereum crystals and such. But I do that as like an end game type reward, because you do have a higher chance of either getting or taking that Pack-a-Punch 3 weapon with you towards the next game. Just be careful when you're doing this, and just ensure that you have either energy mines, which is your specialist kind of ability, decoy grenades, monkey bombs, or even a black hole kind of grenade to help you out and ensure that you don't get murdered by these extremely fast zombies. After that, I go ahead and just exfil and leave with my loot happily, or not so happily if I didn't get. But that is the zombies experience here in Modern Warfare 3. There's a lot of things that are here returning from past zombies game, like prick machines, and with their very amazing themes. Pack-a-Punch machines, which work in the same way as Cold War did, except now you have to go to each individual threat zone to increase the power. So for example, going into low threat zone can only get you up to Pack-a-Punch 1, medium threat zone can get you up to Pack-a-Punch 2, and the high-end threat zone can get you up to Pack-a-Punch 3. This game mode also takes a lot of stuff, especially from DMZ, so if you play that at all within the past year, it has the exact same structure before deploying into the game. You can pick your primary, secondary, tacticals, lethals, and of course your field upgrades, which honestly, when it comes to the field upgrades, I love using most the energy mines and the healing aura. Those two are like my main go-to ones. Energy mines is for when I do solo and I get stuck. That will actually go ahead and help you and get rid of the immediate zombies in your area. And healing aura is mainly when I'm playing with friends, because if you do die, you can actually just go ahead and pop that healing aura and revive your teammates that way as well. Overall, comparing to the previous good zombies experience, I may add, this game mode honestly does satisfy my zombies itch, and just seeing your character having nothing but a small rucksack to a large one, level 3 armor, kill streaks, and a self-revive kit, it's so satisfying, and going in there into the same game with different kind of methods is just very, very fun. Same goes with seeing all of your items in your stash increasing, which one thing I do want to talk about is the stash system that they have implemented. I hope they increase the amount of items you can have in it instead of it being 10. I hope they actually go ahead and increase it to 20. I think 20 is the best amount, as I have been doing this, not really with like a bug per se, but maybe an exploit, I guess you can call it. I don't know. It just helps me hold more items, which is due to a new system where you can actually gather recipes when playing this game. And if you exfil with those recipes, you can actually be able to permanently craft them whenever you want before entering a game. But all of them, they do have their own unique timer. So for example, if you decided to create some perks, they all have a 3-hour timer. This is actually within real-time hours though, not in-game hours. Ethereum crystals, those take from what I've seen to 8 hours. And the wonder weapons from what I've heard, have taken 24 hours. I haven't unlocked those schematics yet, but mainly everything else still, again, the perks and everything, it mainly takes about 3 hours for you to go ahead and recraft them again. The exploit, the way how it works is basically you go ahead and you hover over the item that you want to add to your stash. You go ahead and press, if you're playing with a PlayStation controller with as me, you go ahead and press X to swap it, and then pretty much you go ahead and just, instead of going into your stash menu, you just go into the crafting system and you just go ahead and craft something, and that'll actually force that item that you press to swap with to go directly into your stash. So that's kind of how I've been doing it to exploit it, and that's kind of how I came up with the number that 20 is that satisfying, perfect balanced number, I feel like, where it just makes sense of how many things you can have. Just do be careful though, if you do this exploit and if you get to the amount where like you have about 18, 17 items already into your stash, that every time that you actually go ahead and you finish a game, all of the items that you've gathered from that said game will actually disappear and be deleted. So make sure you have about, I'd say about 14 items is that sweet spot. 14 to 15 items into your stash is kind of like the sweet spot there to look out for. There's also, of course, the amazing weapons grind that not only includes just Modern Warfare 3 weapons, but also Modern Warfare 2 weapons as well, which each game actually they have their own respective mastery camo. So it's really amazing. If you guys are wondering where I am currently, I'm actually right now getting the Zircon scales for my assault rifles, which means I have all my assault rifles for the MW3 category guns. I already have them all gold, which in this game it's called Golden Enigma, which is a beautiful camo, I might just add. It's so good. That is for sure my favorite variant of a golden camo in any Call of Duty game, I feel like, for me. But yeah, that's where I am at. I have Golden Enigma already for all of my assault rifles. Another thing that I do want to attach here, for deploying into the game, you also have 3 separate acts, which are basically your story missions you gotta do, and completing them, they do give you a special cutscene adding more to the story of zombies. And Treyarch has confirmed that they will be adding a main Easter egg quest later on and more missions as well in future updates. Just kind of stay tuned and be ready for that. But for now, there's only 3 acts in zombies starting off here at launch. They're all really long. Like, it took me 4 days really, and that was me playing basically almost all day to finally complete Act 1 challenges. But it is also due to the fact that I did run into a massive crazy bug where I had to kill this convoy, actually this AI convoy, and I had to pick up their mercenary stronghold card. But for some reason, that mercenary stronghold card, when I picked it up, it just wouldn't register that I got it and I exfilled with it. So just kind of keep in mind that, again, there are bugs in this game, and that honestly was just a huge annoying thing. But finally, after doing it for like the 5th time, it finally registered, and basically I finally got finished it. So yeah, just kind of be mindful of that. If you are stuck into that mission, just keep grinding and keep doing it. And yeah, but hopefully by the time that I've recorded this video, or if you're seeing this in the future, it should honestly be fixed. I think I heard that Sledgehammer actually or Treyarch actually are aware of this bug, so they are hopefully will be working on a patch here soon. So how do I feel about this zombies experience? And honestly, for me, this really surpassed my expectations. I honestly thought this was going to be a Vanguard scenario where we would have these objective-based zombies mode and not have really, like, the zombies community not have really much care, and basically just turn into an afterthought, and we would have to just bully Treyarch again into having them make round-based modes later on for like future updates in this game. This is honestly so fun playing with your friends and can be challenging as a solo, but if you do play it just right and learn the map to what objectives are easy and work with you, then it can be very, very rewarding and just fun if you are playing as a solo. Going into the high threat zones is very scary and can make you clench your butt. But like I mentioned, planning what you are going to be doing for every deployment is just so good that for me, I honestly give this mode a solid 8 out of 10. The way how my scale goes, I'm just going to go ahead and start out at a 5. 5 is an average game, 6 is okay, 7 is good, 8 is great, 9 is amazing, and 10 is a masterpiece. I give it an 8 out of 10, mainly due to this mode having a bit of bugs, and it can cost you kind of those amazing items if you do actually pick got anything good, as well as those being those freezing, crashings, and all sorts of weird bugs, but can actually be fixed in due time. It doesn't really happen often, but it is something, of course, to be mindful of nonetheless, as every death or just disconnection that you have in this mode, it is an instant failed exfil, and it would actually mean you losing everything that you took or had with you in game. I am still enjoying myself though nonetheless, and as mentioned in the intro, I would say wait for a sale when the game is half the asking price, and I do recommend it just for the zombies. I have been playing zombies since Black Ops 1, so this mode does hold a very special place in my heart. So seeing it still thriving, and honestly being the only reason to buy a Call of Duty game, weirdly enough now, does put a smile on my face. I've seen a big kind of glow to this whole zombies community where everyone's actually pretty mixed. Some people do like this mode, some people don't like this mode. Honestly, I would say give it a try. There's no really shame in trying this mode. Again, I was those people that actually thought this is going to be a trash mode, this is going to be garbage. Then I looked at other streamers playing it and seeing how much fun they were having, and it honestly made me very interested in this mode. And then of course my friend buying it for me, because I actually was gonna buy this game eventually. It's just when it was later on sale, but again, she bought it for me. Honestly, this zombies mode really is fun. And again, when I do say an 8 out of 10, I am also keeping, again, the bugs, everything like that in mind, and the same goes with that $70 asking price. But just as the main mode itself, how fun it is and how enjoyable it is from an old school zombies player as myself, it really is really good. That is basically going to be it for me. Let me know what you guys think of this video. I do want to start making more reviews like this on my channel, so if you guys would like to see more, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know how you guys feel about this brand new zombies mode structure. I don't know if you guys love it or hate it. Again, like I mentioned, the community seems to be very mixed with it. I'm very happy with it, with how it is for now, but would like to know what you guys think of this mode. But with all that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll pretty much see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.